Hey y'all, so disclaimer, I really have just grabbed some stuff. I'm actually working on the swap and I was going to show y'all some flat layering while I'm doing this. My pups have been playing in the floor, so if y'all hear them getting a little rowdy, I'm sorry. If you hear me get onto them, sorry. So anyway, and a disclaimer. So what I'm working on is Holly has a what's it called, an embellishment book, Halloween fall categories. So I signed up for the Halloween category. So I'm actually working on a memory dex card to be included in like the top of my book as part of the embellishments and decoration. So what I did is I just kind of I have like a crap ton of Halloween stuff, so I just got in the top. I tend to be overwhelmed like really bad, and it's gotten worse since I was traveling and not really crafting much if I have too much stuff out. So I just kind of grabbed a few things and I'm gonna work with what I've got. So I honestly don't even really know what I have. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. I grabbed these four, making sure y'all can see, these 4 pattern papers to give me selections for my memory dex card. The black, of course, will be my base. I have some little bats and moon stickers. They're kind of like a little puffy, but not puffy stickers. Some little ghost. This is the Happy Haunting, the Pastel-Halloween Simple Stories, I think maybe a couple years ago. And then these, you'll see, I use these quite a bit and am very indecisive. I don't really care for the collection, but I love all the different little word phrases and stuff. So that, you'll notice that's mostly what I've used off of this. I have some little flat felty feeling ghosts. Bat. An iridescent bat. This, like I said, is going to be a flat layering video, but if y'all know me, I really am all about the chunky, so I've got to put something on it to add a little depth. So I got these epoxy clips out and maybe I'll be able to use one. I have got some little silver star, I don't know, whatever you call that, kind of like ribbon situation. Some sequins in purples and blacks and pinks and whites. And then I needed some more pink, and I'm the world's worst about pulling the sequins out that I need, so I'll empty some in my hand if I'm after just one particular sequin and get it. And then I have some clear ghost and some little skeletons. Yeah, and I also, I don't know if anybody else does this. If not, it's a little tip. When I cut my paper down, let's see, that one doesn't have one. When you cut the little thing off, you have the strips. And a lot of times I'll use these, especially in my layering, to get me some more layers. And especially on memory dex cards, I use them a lot. So I kept those. And then I have some Tombow adhesive, this one's permanent, this one you can kind of move your stuff around, and some art glitter glue. And I think I have some thread somewhere around here I'd plan to use too. Anyway, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get started. Oh, and I also have some washi. It's just iridescent colors. So I don't know if I'll be able to use any, but I'm gonna try. So with layering, we always say that everything has to have at least 3 layers. Your base of your memory dex card or whatever project cannot be included in that. So this does not count as a layer. That's just my base. Any papers that I add count. A lot of times you can layer something up flat and still use a ton of different layers on it, because if you sew on your projects, the thread counts as a layer. That paper that you sewed onto your background counts as a layer. If you add ribbons, puffy stickers, sequins, gems, little flat bags. I got these out, but I can't use them because they're not flat. So, anything. So, we're fixing to see how many layers we can layer up without really even trying. So here we go. So y'all bear with me because this is just something that I kind of threw together, not really planning very well. And what a lot of times I'll do is I'll pull out and kind of figure out what I want my focal point to be. And kind of go from there. So since this collection has a few purples, pinks, blacks, oranges, that kind of stuff, we're gonna layer some purples and black and white, I think. So if you want, I don't know, this might, a lot of this is probably common sense stuff, but I'm trying to just break it down in case anybody doesn't know and isn't a beginner. So y'all just bear with me. I'm gonna try to pull y'all down a little closer. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer this where the purple on top of the black is at the top and at the bottom. So, and I want it to show my edges, the white edges. So if you want your project to show the white edges, you tear it a certain way. If you don't, you tear it the opposite way. So I do want it to, so you tear it, pulling it toward you. So, and I don't want it to be nice and neat. I just want it to be, I do not want to tear those off, but so I'm having to be a little bit more careful down here. Okay, there we go. So I just kind of layer my stuff out first. And since I've done that, I want this black and white behind it. So I really don't care. So I'm gonna show y'all the other way. If you pull it, under and away from you, you don't get that edging. I have to think about it because I always do want the edging. And then under and away from you. Okay, so here is what I have, and I'm gonna glue this down. If you tear it and some of your black, your under shows, who cares? It doesn't matter a bit. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put my first one down. Just run some, you can use literally whatever you want to use. There's no right answer. Everybody has like a preference. I love these little things and pay way too much money for them because I don't know why. Just because, I guess. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure y'all are in the frame. This one's like at the end. Okay. Since it didn't work, that would be why. So, and then one thing I want y'all to realize when y'all do this layering, like I said, everything doesn't have to match. I kind of had gotten into I was actually telling Holly this, I'd gotten into a thing where I thought I had to have the complete kit. Everything had to match. And then I was just like freaking struggling. I couldn't get my projects to come together like I wanted. I would just sit there and stare at it. And then, I mean, the big example for me is Hey Santa. A couple years ago, come out right before COVID, you know, hit the year before, and I didn't really get to use it a whole lot. And then last year I didn't get to use it at all, so I got it out for a project this year. And man, I just like had the hardest time with it, but I finally got it and it come together and whatever. But I think I'm going back to not worrying about trying to make everything match. So, okay. So here's this. So automatically, this is 2 layers. I have my background, which doesn't count. The black is up under the purple, black and white is. So then the purple's on top of it. 2 layers already. So you've almost hit your minimum right there. So I was going to get some thread, if I can find some that'll kind of go. And I have, one thing is I just have way too much stuff. Okay. we're gonna go with orange. Uh-oh, with a little flash of gold in there. So I'm gonna sit this to the side. I got my little hot glue gun, which is gonna kind of be a struggle. It is for me, probably isn't for anybody else to, sorry, I feel like my hands are all up under there for y'all. Anybody else, but I have a problem getting my thread to lay correctly if I don't have hot glue. But then I struggle getting my hot glue not to be too thick. And we may not use this because I don't think I can find the end. I'll be dang. Okay. All right, we're gonna go with gold. So just because. May not match, but you know what? It'll match enough. So, okay. I like these because you can pull it and your end is there automatically. Makes it really nice. So what I do is I just pull off some and then I just kind of ruffle it around, do it around. Okay, I'm still, should have already plugged my, turned that on, the hot glue gun. Here's another tip for y'all. You know how we're like, don't use just flat stickers. You know, if you're flat layering, it's fine. But you want to kind of give your project some dimension. Okay, it heated up. We'll come back to that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep it flat against my paper to get some glue down and try to work fast so it doesn't melt, dry. And then I'm literally just throwing this down and gonna try, keyword try, see it's already drying. Ugh. I'm fixing to probably burn the crap out of myself, y'all. Ow, yeah, I know. Shoot. All right, so lesson there. Here's one for y'all. Here's a tip. Don't do that. Look at that. I didn't burn myself bad, but you know, whatever. But here's struggle number one. If you mess up and it turns out like that, who cares? Cover it up. Keep going. It'll be all right. So I'm just gonna do a little dot and try to get some of this thread up at the top without burning myself again. And like I said, there's no right, wrong way. That looks like a big old hot mess, but it'll be all right. Maybe, hopefully, it'll come together in the end. I do try to keep my thread from just like jumbling up, if that makes sense, where it's all just like a big old whatever knot of thread. Okay, we're calling that good. I'm tired of that. That was not the best idea I ever had. Okay, so here's what we have. A big old hot mess. But it's still pretty flat. My goal is to keep this where I can send this in the mail with one stamp. One stamp. Okay. So, in order to do that and use some of these chipboard stickers, here's what I do. Let me pull them out first. Good grief, y'all. Y'all can see I probably am not the one that needs to be doing tutorials for y'all. All right, the chipboard on the back, I pull off a lot of the, whatever you call that, the chipboard, and where it's almost as thin as like a sticker. And because I'm not going to use a whole lot of it, I don't know, it kind of tore. You have to work with it. Sometimes go from the other end to make it better. I thought about having all this done ahead of time, but then I'm like, meh. Everybody needs to see how somebody else crafts, so you don't think you're like the only one if you have issues, because you're not. All right, and so I'm gonna put this little banner like right there. So I made that a whole lot thinner than it started off being, because like I tore all the cardboard part off. So my goal now, and I'm having to try to think about what I'm gonna do, is to cover up some of that hot mess of a glue situation. So, because on the back it was two-sided paper, I'm gonna see about putting another strip of paper. So, all right, layering, we have the layer, the black and white layer, the purple layer, and the thread. So now I'm gonna put another piece of paper down here. So we'll have, that's 1, 2, 3, this will be number 4. All right. So because, well, let me turn it around. Maybe the lines will be better. It's not gonna match up perfect because that was the rounded part, but it'll be all right. So there we go. That's bad, y'all. But because I did that down there, I'm gonna do it again at the very bottom, just to try to make it a little bit cohesive. I don't know. See, that one's ended too. I have several of these things started. And this one seems to have a lot. And then I just go to another one instead of like using up a whole one, you know, because that would be too easy and make sense. I don't really work like that. So, all right, so that's a hot mess with 4 layers. So here's what we're gonna do. I don't really know, because that's gotten really bad real quick. We're gonna use this bat, and we're gonna put him somewhere. All right, y'all realize that I'm just kind of going and not really worrying about what it's gonna turn out like. Typically, whoever gets this swap, I'm sorry, because I don't know what y'all gonna get. If y'all do this, I'm kind of bouncing, y'all, I'm sorry, and you get adhesive where you don't want it, baby powder takes the adhesive away. And I actually, that was a tip I was gonna tell y'all a minute ago, and my hot glue gun got ready, is that flat stickers, you know, we kind of say don't use them too much, you know, because we want y'all to give yourselves dimension on your projects and all that. But you can use, if there's a sticker that you really want to use, you can put baby powder on the back of it. It takes the sticky off, and then use foam tape. I do recommend, if you use foam tape, that you just put a little touch of hot glue, or maybe some art glitter glue, some barely art glue, something like that, because of the baby powder, to make sure it's good and sticky. And then you can use flat stickers. Same way, you know, it's the same principle you use with ephemera or anything. So, all right, we have a bat in a very weird place. Boy, I just worked myself right on into a hole, didn't I, y'all? I don't know how this is gonna go. Not like I planned, I can promise you. Okay. All right, I'm fixing to, because once again, I'm trying to stay as flat as possible. Peeling off some more chipboard. All right, there's one. Too many stinking flowers. All right, step 2, go away from that one. All right. And the thing is, if you peel off your chipboard and you're like, dang, that didn't work, and now I can't use it, yeah, just put some foam tape on the back of it. It's all good. You know, we always say there's no oops in crafts, but now I can tell you, man, sometimes I can really, like I said, back myself into a hole with stuff against the wall. But most of the time when I finish, it turns out okay. You know, it may not be nothing like what I planned, but it's still okay. So, all right. We're going to have a problem with covering up this hot glue that I was smart and used. But we're going to figure it out. All right. So, here's what I'm going to do. That's going to work maybe. I'm going to actually use art glitter glue on this because there's a little bit of dimension because of the hot glue. And I don't know if y'all have ever, geez, I can't win, y'all. Tried to use like a tape runner on the back of chipboard. If you've done this, I'm just going to tell you, don't, because here's what happens. It just gums up, or it gets stuck on your thing and the paper comes off. So, I mean, maybe y'all will have more luck than me doing it. I don't know. But it's always a fail when I do it. So I'm going to put some glue. I'm going to put it the right side up. And I'm trying to place where I'm kind of covering some of the hot glue. And there you go. I'm going to put it right there. This little ghost. Same thing. I'm going to do... And I'm going to put him like right here. All right. And honestly, I need to be holding this down so my glue sticks. But then y'all are looking at my fingernails that I bite. So, I may have to go back and touch them up because I don't want to keep y'all tied up too long. But, so you can see some of the thread, which is good, like on your edges and stuff, which is basically what I wanted. And now we have black and white, 1 layer, purple 2, thread 3, the other torn paper 4. We have the trick or treat, which is on top. It's what we consider a layer is when they're kind of touching each other. So because the trick or treat is on top, that's 5. Your ghost is kind of layered over your other. There's 6. Already 6 layers. The bat up here, he's kind of separate, so he don't really count too much as a layer. I guess he could, you know. Yeah. So, I really wanted to use this banner, and I'm really sad, y'all, but my banner's not going to work out for me. Because I feel like I'm aggravated. Yeah, I just don't think he's going to work now. So, okay. So we're going to move on from that idea. So I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm probably going to have to go back and do something about this little situation with all this glue. Be it put some of these stars or something on there, kind of. I don't know. Struggle bus. But we're going to go ahead and finish and act like that's all perfect. And then I can go back and do some touch-ups. So once again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. So we're going to even have more layers than that because we're going to put, I have these little bats and stuff. So I'm going to put one of these on. And because of the way that y'all, this didn't come together very good. The bat hits the ghost. I'm going to see if I can place a bat like somehow right through here without it. Never mind. Maybe through here. We're going to do this right through there. Just for some more. So there's 7, and I don't really like that. Okay, we're gonna go like that. He's touching the ghost, but he's also touching the paper. I don't know, y'all. And I'm going to put, no, it clashes big time. I'm gonna put another one just back here, just for some added interest. Okay, so now we're at 7 layers of hot mess. I don't know. So I want to put a sequin, was my plan on this, but I don't know. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find a word phrase that maybe will go over that bat a little bit and kind of make it where it's not just so out there and just starkly not right. So here's what I'm going to do. I have this word phrase, things that go bump in the night, and I'm going to cut it down because I don't really have room for all of it. Let's see. And I don't really like that there, so I'm going to move it up. Things that go bump, and I'm going to scoot that in there in the night. Do y'all, okay y'all, here's the thing. I just can't tell y'all how much I would love to just delete this and not post this hot mess of a memory decks card and redo it. But I'm not, because why? It's beautiful in its own little right, you know, sure. So we're gonna call this, I'm just gonna call this complete. But now I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably will not put this in the swap because it's really a little bit of a hot mess. Tell me what y'all think, and really be honest, because if y'all don't know me well enough to know, it don't hurt my feelings when y'all are like, if somebody tells me, ooh, that's a hot mess, because I done thought it and I done said it how many times. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave this video with this lovely memory decks card. Here's what I'm gonna do. Anybody who comments on this post, I'm gonna draw one lucky participant, and they're gonna get this beauty. This beauty right here. So y'all don't just not comment just because y'all are like, oh, what am I gonna do with that? Because, you know. So here we go. This is a pretty, especially for me, a pretty flat, it's not glued down real good. I gotta work on that a little bit, y'all. But it's a pretty flat, it's gonna go in a regular envelope, you know, with stuck in a card. It's gonna go. So we're gonna count it as a flat layered project. But here's what I am gonna do for y'all. I'm gonna get my act together a little bit more, and I'm gonna do another one. Yeah, and we're gonna do better than this. I'm gonna do better. So anyway, so we're gonna call this the end. Okay, I'm gonna keep it. I'm just debating again deleting it, but I'm gonna keep it. Why not? And we're gonna say, here, let me give y'all the close effect, just in case I didn't before. Man, that's pretty. Okay, so comment down in the comments, make a comment, and you can say, really, don't, I mean, that's ugly, don't add me to that. And I probably will hope that your name gets drawn and it gets sent to you. So, but anyway, all right. So I hope y'all enjoyed my Halloween lovely flat memory decks card tutorial. We're gonna try again later, but y'all have a good day. Bye.